Welcome guys to the Dynamic Podcast with Brendan and Rhiannon.
On this podcast, we're here to talk about self-development, health and fitness, business, and our journey as brand new business owners.
Let's go. Make sure you stick around because I'm telling you right now, this is the best podcast you'll ever see.
Enjoy, guys. Ciao.
All right, we're back with round two with Jaydyn. What's going on?
Round two. How are we, gentlemen?
Good. Last time we recorded this, I wasn't here, and
Well, you quit the podcast.
I quit the podcast.
Yeah.
And then we've lost the footage from the last one. So
and then I cop a message saying, hey, I've lost the footage and I've lost the audio. And I'm like, oh, great. Now let's trying to squeeze this into my schedule again, but it's all right. I enjoyed the chat so much last time, so I'm glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
Now it gives me an opportunity to learn a bit about you as well, because
Beautiful.
I was not sitting here.
You weren't.
So
You were just watching from the background.
I was adjusting all the cameras to make sure that they were rolling.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
No, good.
If you had to sum your journey up from 21 to now
Yes.
in one sentence, what would it be?
Crazy. It was one word, a sentence. Definitely a roller coaster. So hasn't been linear. It's been very sort of up and down, but it's been the best years of my life thus far. And I'm only 24, so it's been the best, most challenging, but the best years of my life so far. Definitely.
So tell everyone that's currently watching what it is that you do and how we kind of connected as well.
All right, awesome. So what I guess you know me mostly for is I own and operate a mobile cafe called Wheel Grind Café. I started that business at 21. I also have another two businesses as well. I got Carts by Wheel Grind, which is sort of like a offset of that, where we make sort of coffee carts and, you know, dessert carts and whatnot for other business owners. And I also just launched a online dessert business called Sticky Bakes AU, which is basically a gift giving business where you sort of log in, order, and get desserts delivered to your house, so for your loved ones. So
Wow. So this has all come up recently.
that business was definitely most recent. So once this is live, you'll definitely seen it all over socials.
Yeah.
But Four Wheel Grind's been that's been my baby, and that's still my baby. But that's been the OG business, definitely. And that's how I was introduced to you, and you were introduced to me, and got chatting, and now we're here.
Because we were wanting a coffee cart for our open day.
Correct.
And then we obviously connected, and then here we are now on a second round of the podcast. I'm not going to mention.
I'm going to mention number 2 again. But it was definitely, that's how we sort of interacted. And ended up, I think you called me, or I can't remember.
Gave you a buzz.
We just started speaking about it, and then we sort of branched off on the phone call just about life and about business, and then
Here we are.
So at the age of 21, what made you invest all of your savings into a business?
Well, I invested a fairly large sum. So just to give you a bit of background, my whole life I've been like working since 14. I've got a very strong work ethic, and that's definitely a testament to my mum and my dad. Like, they are the hardest people, like, not to be cliche, but they are the hardest working people I know, like, for sure. So I've been working since 14, and after I finished school, I was studying a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in marketing. To be honest, that was more sort of like a ticket thing. Like, I knew my parents really wanted me to go to uni. Was I passionate about going to uni? Not really, but it was more so like mum and dad want me to do it. But I was working and managing a local cafe. During that time, I loved it so much. I felt like I was at home. I never woke up and fuck, I got work. I was waking up let's go to work, come home, and I still had energy to do like everything else that life has. So I was like, I feel like it gave me a bit of purpose. I feel like this is what I need to be doing in life. And then, I was studying. I was basically about to sort of finish my degree at the time, because it was only a 3-year degree, and I went straight from high school, piggybacked straight to uni, and went bang year after year. And then I just said, you know what, I need to do something for myself. I'm not the type of person to ever settle, and I've always had that sort of burning desire, and I feel like you gentlemen can probably attest to it, but it's something that just stays here, that it's nothing will satiate you until you go out and do something yourself. So I had that in mind, and I actually went with my parents to an open home for the property that we actually live in at the moment, and I saw a mobile cafe there, and it was honestly like an older couple. This thing was so run down and dodgy, and I'm like, this is something that I can definitely do, and maybe even perfect it and do it better. And that's basically where I started and had a brain snap. And we literally within a week put the deposit, bought a car, and was in like the works to get done.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
What a journey.
It was quite a journey, but it was more so just a brain snap. And I'm very much like that. Like you can ask my friends and family, like if I have something in my head, it's getting done then and there.
Yeah, well.
And there's nothing that stops me. Like when it snaps, it snaps. And quite the opposite. Like if I don't want to do something, there's no chance in hell you're going to get me to do it. So very stubborn in that sense, yeah.
What were your friends and family like when you decided to make such a big decision like that?
To be honest, I'm very grateful in the sense that my parents were definitely very supportive of it. Literally, mum and dad just gave me their blessings. They like sort of guided me. They obviously gave me their advice because mum's owned businesses my whole life.
Yep.
And dad's like, you know, who works for himself, is a tradie as well. So they both understand sort of what it takes, basically. To be honest, I did have a lot of noise through, I wouldn't say like just acquaintances, people, you know, that you sort of know. But I'm very good at like I was saying before, I just disregard white noise. Like I'm very good at discerning what's positive and what's negative, or what's just people putting in their 2 cents in. My auntie's husband, sorry, Gus, he's like one of my best mates ever, and he's someone that I definitely look up to. He always says this thing that talk is cheap, but he really emphasizes it. Like if you had to pay to actually speak and your words like meant stuff, people wouldn't be talking like very freely or willy-nilly. So like that was something that's really resonated with me, like knowing that like you can just say whatever you want to say, but it's whether I take that on board is up to me, and the buck stops with me. So it was a mixed bag to answer your question. It was a lot of like positive reinforcement within my immediate family, but there was definitely people that saying, "Oh, you're a dickhead. Why are you doing this? Like you have the luxury of being a manager at a cafe. Why are you going to grow?" And I guess it's a bit of tall poppy syndrome as well, which people don't like to see you sort of take that step and sort of go out on your own. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
That's what I was going to ask. Did anyone like try and talk you out of it?
Oh, most definitely. There was so many people that tried to talk, "Oh, why are you doing this?" Or I had a mate. It was no longer like you know, a close mate or whatever, but he was basically saying, like, "You're so silly for opening up a mobile cafe. Like, it's not even going to work." And like that was like as I had like just that morning woke up, bought a brand new ute, and like literally like getting all the parts, buying like $20,000 coffee machine, and you know, the last thing you want to hear is someone saying it's not going to work. And it's like
after you invested
100%, like it's like that morning my CommBank was fucking firing off, and I'm hearing this bloke say, it's like, and it's more so like I use that as like people know, no, this is gonna fucking work, and whether you like it or not, it's gonna work. Like there's no doubt in my mind that it's gonna work. So I guess you got to have that self-belief, and I don't know, like it's like, did anything similar happen to you guys? Like
Shit,
yeah.
It was a big decision that we had to make, and then
every single step as well.
Yeah, you can move over. Come closer.
It doesn't smell, I promise you.
I feel like you're too far away. But yeah, of course, like the whole journey, the whole process, everyone's doubting.
Yeah, bro.
Like it's not going to happen.
100%.
You're not going to make it work. There's all these things you have to worry about. But when you fuel that desire that you said you had inside, you use that as the fuel.
That's it.
It flips something in your head. I don't know what it is, but it's just this like churning sensation for you to just keep going and working harder. And I think as well
for me, like I woke up every day when I was working for somebody, and I literally, I ran that place as if it was my own. Like I didn't look at it as a job. Like I think that's an issue a lot of the days, like a lot of these days that people have when they are employed by somebody is, oh, it's just a job. It's just, but I've never had that sort of mentality. I've always had the like, you work hard, you work honestly, and you work from your heart. And I just think that's maybe how I've been brought up, because I definitely don't see it day to day. But I was like, I just had to sort of like, I like self-reflect a lot. And I was sitting at home after, you know, I was doing 6 days a week studying full time. And I was saying like, I'm doing all this for somebody else, which I was happy to. I was getting paid to do. I was on good money. I love doing it. But it's like, why can't I fucking do that for myself? Does that make sense? So it's like, I use that as well as a bit more of like the motivating factor. Like I'm doing this for someone else. I think I can do this for myself and even excel it even more. Yeah.
Do you feel like it fuels you more when you feel like there are people that are doubting you as well?
Yes, I definitely think there's a part of you, if you're competitive in nature, that sort of makes you want to excel and take that on board and be like, I'm going to prove you wrong. But I'm very blessed. I think that this is a talent that I definitely have, and not to talk myself up, but I'm very much like I was saying before, I'm like laser focused on what I want to do. So I don't like to sort of hear too much of the outside noise, and I do feel like if you do focus on that, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. Whereas my reasons for doing it is because I want to fulfill my desire, not because Joe Blow said you can't do it.
You can't do
it's
it.
Just it's mad because you got a little bit of substance to help you push, but that's not my main factor. Is not worrying about what this bloke or that bloke's saying. It's more so about like what I want to do and how I'm going to fulfill this.
Yeah.
So
100%.
yes and no to answer your question. Yeah.
Because sometimes people need that initial fire from someone doubting you, but then
100%.
you can't keep that fire burning for the rest of your life.
Definitely.
You need something else to keep you going.
And you guys will know that you see people come in, they're like, oh, I'm going to lose 20 kilos, I'm going to be shredded. And it's like, the first week, mad, but motivation
They turn up 7 days.
Motivation only lasts so much. You got to have drive, you got to have routine, you got to have practices in place to ensure that you get the goals that you want to definitely get.
100%.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment that you were like a bit scared or?
Mate, when I first started, between you, like we're all three blokes here,
Yeah.
I would come home crying like a little baby,
Yeah.
like genuinely crying, because when I first started, you think, mad, I'm going to make 20 grand straight off the bat. Like I'm going to have all these people. And it's like I was rocked up, no idea what I'm doing, no idea how to approach sort of clients or whatever. And I was doing the typical thing that coffee vans do. When you see a coffee van, they're going around sort of like job sites and stuff, and I would rock up and some days I wouldn't even make a coffee.
Wow.
Literally not even a coffee. So the early days were really hard and definitely taught me resilience, like big time, which I think you need to have if you work for yourself in any way, because the amount of rejection you get is like ridiculous. Like literally, like I said, waking up at 4 a.m, coming home at 6 at night, and I haven't even sold a $5 coffee. So that was definitely tough, at the early days. But I guess it builds resilience.
Yeah.
Sure.
What was it like for you driving around Sydney and not selling a cup of coffee?
Mate, it was rough. Like I said, I came from an industry where I was alive and people coming in and hustle and bustle, and you just don't even have time to think, and you're remembering people's names and orders, and you know what I mean? Like I had that sort of constant feedback with bouncing off people, which is what I definitely came into this industry for, because I love people. I love sort of, that sort of hustle and bustle of it, and going to literally sitting alone in your car, like literally playing like depressing R&B music because you're like want to cry. It was definitely tough. But like I said, the resilient part of it, like now looking back and seeing like sort of when you look back, hindsight, you can sort of see. I wouldn't change it for the world, because he taught me so much.
100%.
Taught me like, it's not every day is going to be sort of sunshine and butterflies and lollipops and candy.
Yeah,
It's going to be
because
shit days.
we had the exact same experience, gone from being fully booked PTs to stepping into our own facility and not even having the amount of clients to fill our own calendars. But, it takes time to develop those skills, to develop that niche, and sometimes building something for yourself.
Yeah.
It's very different to having something that's already developed for you.
100%. And like for you boys, going sort of back-to-back PTs, but then coming into a space like this, that in itself is a massive jump. So like from the outside, so this is someone looking into it, you guys probably think, oh, like, I don't know how I'm going to fill up my calendar. But if you actually think about, like literally think about what you fucking just said. You said you were booked out and then you've opened up a space now where people can come to you.
Oh, damn it.
That's a fucking luxury,
Damn
bro.
it.
Man, damn it. But I know, but we're so caught up in our own psyche.
Exactly.
We're like, oh, like I didn't see myself. All right, yeah, I'm not sort of straight away making money, but look what I've just done. I was working at an hourly rate to have invested my life savings to having this business brand, like it's fucking big, but you don't see it ever in that space.
It's a very blind thing to, like, you can't see it at all,
man.
because it feels like a step down.
That's it.
In hindsight, it feels like a step down, because you've gone from so much work, back to back sessions here, coffees there, security. Comes down to that.
Yeah, the security, that's the one.
Is there really any security for an entrepreneur?
No.
In terms of how you went through it. How did you cope through those rough periods?
Definitely my faith is a massive part of who I am, my identity, everything that I do. So I definitely leaned into sort of my faith, and I have a very strong support network. I got literally the best mates and like the best family. So a lot of that all sort of played into part, and I'm lucky. Like I said, my mum and my dad, their whole lives have owned businesses and ran them. So they actually didn't even warn me, and I think I actually like that about my parents is they wanted me to sort of see it for myself and not sort of just sugarcoat me, or what's the word, helicopter me around,
Yes.
helicopter parenting,
Yeah.
like sort of they wanted me to go through the motions, and like obviously it's not easy seeing your son coming home like a little kid crying, like, but it was definitely just the sort of strength of my faith and my family and my friends that definitely helped me get through it. Like there's one quote that literally is tatted on me. It's actually tatted on me, Romans 12:18.
Oh, wow.
And it says, as far as it depends on me, live at peace with everybody. So that's one thing that like literally every day I'll be like, as far as it depends on me, just like live at peace with this. And obviously it's gonna get better.
It'll compound.
It'll compound.
Yeah.
And I guess it did.
Here we are.
I think so.
Talking about
I don't know.
Well, three businesses deep, and you're still very like humble. I think it teaches you It teaches you to be humble, but especially when you do a big risk like that, when you take that big step and that big leap, and you go, you know what, I got to do this for me.
Yeah.
You're not only doing it for you, you're doing it for everyone else around you as well.
100%. My mum always says I will be the worst millionaire. Like if I ever won the lotto, she goes, "You'll be the worst." Because like I'm like I don't, I like things and stuff, but I'm not like, I like to sort of, I don't know, I love doing it for others. I love throwing barbecues for my mates and my family. Like, that's what makes me happy. That's
100%.
the substance of me. Not like if you're doing it thinking you're gonna be like a millionaire and you go on these holidays and like, all right, that's all bonuses, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not what I do it for.
Yeah. What's your background?
Culturally, so Lebanese, come from a Lebanese, Maronite Catholic sort of family, traditional sort of Lebanese. So I think that innate drive is definitely something that's culturally as well as sort of learned behaviour, I guess.
Italian, Portuguese, like just family. Like wogs, like it's the perfect way to put it. Like just very family orientated as well.
For sure.
Now, I wanted to ask you a question because I've got the accountability of this buff head with me every day.
Yeah.
But how did you keep yourself accountable throughout the beginning and all the way up until now?
That's a really, really good question. I think for me, I'm very much a person that lives up here. I don't know if it's a healthy thing or if it's a blessing and a curse. I think I like to think of it as both. During the early stages, how I made myself accountable was just literally showing up day in and day out. There's days where no one wants to wake up and be rejected and not make $1 when you're doing it. But the accountability side of it is something that at the end of the day, I would literally sit down, self-reflect. What have I done that's good today? What have I done that can be improved? And I ask for advice. I am not one person that's ever shy to ask anyone for advice, especially if I see that somebody has done it has been in my shoes before and has seen it. So like I said, like my support network is I'm thank God every day for it, because without my support network, I don't think I would be able to be sitting here today. Like I had my mum, my dad, my uncle Gus that I spoke about earlier, literally like they're three like people that I definitely every day would ask for advice or what do you think I should do with it, or like sort of that. And that for me, if you just make yourself accountable, look yourself in the mirror and be like, where are my shortcomings, and not afraid to ask questions. Like I don't know it all and I don't claim to know it all. But once you just sort of get that notion of don't be scared to ask, I'm telling you, bro, doors open up. Like I can't explain to you. I literally don't know it all, and I still learn every day. And I listen to podcasts and I read books, and I'm thirsty for it. Like give me all the knowledge in the world. I fucking want to learn everything. Yeah. But yeah, like if you humble yourself and be like, I'm not the best. I don't know everything. Information is there. And it becomes visible. Like when you have that attitude, I was like, I fucking know what I'm doing, and no one tell me nothing works, bro. No matter how hard you try, nothing works. Yeah.
You made a good point. The whole fact of you waking up at 4 a.m, not knowing if the next dollar was actually going to come in. A lot of people would just not turn up the next day. They would feel scared or not feel like they're doing the right thing. what made you continuously do it, knowing that you didn't know if it was going to work?
First and foremost, you invested a shit ton of money to not go and, sleep in bed all day and go on TikTok. Like,
I just invested a couple $100, I'm sweet.
That's it. Like, it was definitely, the fact that you have got a lot of money on the line and you've worked, you think about how hard it's taken you to earn that money that you've put into something for yourself.
Yeah.
And as well, that feeling that I spoke about earlier here, that was not going to go until I achieved my goals.
Yeah.
And I don't know what would you call that, like that feeling there, but it's more so like no matter what I do, that is always going to be there. That's part of my DNA, it's part of my makeup.
Yeah.
So that mixed with the fact that I have invested a shit ton of money, you had no choice.
Yeah.
You've got to get up and show up. And like I said to you, I went back to saying like I was showing up every day for somebody else's business and their livelihood and helping them put sort of bread and butter on the table.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do the same to myself? Like I owe myself that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I owe myself the same amount of respect that I gave somebody else. If you can't show up for yourself, I don't believe you can show up for anyone.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that's my sort of personal opinion about it. And another thing as well, actually, my dad, from when I was 3 years old, I vividly remember, he always says, do the things you have to do so you can do the things you want to do. So that's something
that's a good quote.
Yeah,
Dad. Well done, Dad.
Yeah. Shout out Gaza. His actual name's Gary. Would you believe it? No one believes when I say it. But
Gaz.
literally, and it's like, I probably never even told him that, so he's probably going to listen to this. But like, that's something that sticks with me. And when you really strip back what I said, like, do the things you have to do so you can do the things you want to do. Put it in a gym sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have to come to the gym 4 times if you want to look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to wake up at 4 a.m., continue going even when it's quiet days, if you want to go to Queensland at the end of the year on a holiday.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just the reality of it. And then the second part is to do the things you want to do. It's put in the work, you do the things you want to do. So, yeah.
Do you believe that there needs to be a healthy relationship with fitness when you're being an entrepreneur or doing stuff like that?
I think you need to have an outlet, period, whatever it may be. I found for myself that fitness was a big part of it. So last year I lost 30 kilos.
That's big.
Yeah, I lost 30 kilos. This year I've put on literally 17 kilos of it back. So it's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I lost 30 kilos and that was it. But definitely for me, that was fitness during that time was definitely an outlet that I needed to have. Like, I literally would train it was 45 minutes, and 45 minutes my phone was locked away. Literally, I would never take my phone out on the floor when I was training ever. Music blasting to the point where I can't think, and that was my escape. So I believe you need to have an outlet. So some people like to journal. I've got, people love to swim, love to go for a walk, whatever it may be.
Yep.
I believe you need to have an outlet. Otherwise, I don't know about you boys, but you just live here too much. And sometimes you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Because he's sometimes not always the best place to be. Especially if you're like me and you're lying down in bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're like, where's my passport? Oh, that's me. Like, randomly, I'm like, get it, where's my passport? Why I got it? And you need an outlet. Otherwise, you're going to go mad.
That is a good point, actually. It doesn't necessarily have to be fitness, but you need some type of outlet in your life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. If you like cooking, if you like, I don't know, cleaning, listen to music, playing music. Yeah. For me, butt fitness was one of the best forms. Back into it again this year, down 8 kilos now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason why I put on weight was another reason. Like, went through a really, really tough time, which impacted both like relationships, business, and like sort of mental. Lost my grandmother, who was like, you boys know, you guys are wogs, was my mum, literally my second mum. So that was a very, very tough time, both in everything. But yeah, man, glad to be back sort of training now and going back on it. And yeah, man, it's the best. Like I miss that feeling of literally waking up and, doing that 45 minutes for yourself. And then I feel like just everything else plays itself out.
100%. I feel like grief gives you that opportunity to push harder the next time.
100%.
And it gives you a new fire inside you again.
Especially when you lose someone from something that wasn't even in their control. And you'd be like, your health is, like, to a degree, can be in your control. Like, I have a choice to go through, Macca's drive through and sit there and have the aircon on and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Which, let's be real, is fucking great.
Yeah,
but I also have the choice to, like eat healthy and go train and do something that's going to allow me to have, those extra couple of years if God wants me to live out a healthy life. But you know what I mean? Like
100%.
It's the one thing that we sort of have a little bit in our control, which I think we all take for granted.
100%.
And it's usually the first thing that we put to the side as well. Our own health.
We always neglect our health. We always neglect ourselves, period.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's a mixture of culturally, in Australia, it's seen as a bit vain to sort of do anything for yourself, or you're a bit selfish. And I always use the analogy, like, growing up, like if I went in a plane, and when they select the flight attendants, like they do the sort of the demo, and they'd be like, in a case of emergency, if the oxygen masks come out, like put on your one before you put on friends of them. Growing up, I had the mentality is as if I'm gonna put on my one first before I help my little sisters. Like I just thought
Everyone says that.
It's so counterintuitive. But now that I've grown up and you've sort of have a bit of life experience, you're like, hold on, I won't be able to go help my little sisters if I can't fill up my own cup. If I'm not putting on that oxygen mask and breathing life and air into me, I won't be able to be there and show up for other people.
That's a great analogy.
So thank you. I feel like a bit of a thank you.
It was actually really good.
Like I said, I feel like in Australia we just have that, I don't know, is it tall poppy syndrome, that sort of mentality of, you're just a show pony, you're doing it for yourself. But for me, it's actually I found now that I've lived a bit of experience is I've got to show up for myself to be able to show up for others.
100%.
Otherwise you won't be able to, bro. I don't think you, if your cup's not full, how are you gonna fill into other people's cups?
Yeah, you're just pouring an empty cup.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's no liquid in it. I want to pour the gallons of liters. I love it. I love helping others. I love helping myself so I can help others. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was prioritizing yourself a big turning point for when you were going through that grief? Was it what ended up helping you get out of it?
Yes and no. I'll say why yes. Yes, because looking back, I let myself go because I literally fell into that grief part of it, and she's gone, she's not coming back, and was eating whatever I wanted and doing all the things I want. Work started to slow down. When I prioritized myself again and said, but would my data, what we call grandmother, would my data really want me to have made such progress and then let myself go, or would she want me to continue to sort of succeed and go and train and live out a life that she's done the hard yards for us to all have a beautiful life and a beautiful family. And when I made that switch, it definitely helped me with the grief. I'm still grieving. I want to say
you never stop grieving.
You never stop grieving, and it's something that she's literally like a part of me that's literally has been ripped out of my heart. But
I didn't mean you stopped grieving.
No, of course. No, I understand. No, I'm not saying that. I'm answering your question. Don't be silly. No, it's definitely it's definitely a thing where you got to put yourself a bit first sometimes, and everything else just works itself out eventually.
I think 100%. Those experiences make you learn about that prioritization of yourself for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you feel like you were being a bit selfish when you were going through that process?
I think we all have a level of am I being too selfish? Am I putting myself first? Should I be doing this for other people?
Yeah.
But then again, I use the analogy of the aircraft. At the end of the day, you need to be able to fill your cup out or have boundaries to an extent to be able to do what you want to do for other people and help them out. I just feel like you end up on E if you don't have those sort of prioritizations for yourself, because you can't keep showing up day in and day out. You're just gonna burn out.
Yeah.
You could just go into burnout.
When you showed up for yourself and started showing up for yourself, what did you learn about yourself?
What did I learn about myself? I learned, I always used to think that I wasn't a resilient person until when you look at what throughout, the 4 or 5 years that I have been working for myself, you look at all the roadblocks that you've overcome and you're like, fuck, man, I got through everything. So I learned that I'm very resilient. I learned that I am very in my head. and it's actually not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing because I see things for what they are. I know how to read people. I understand people. I understand situations much better than I did like previously. And I learned that at the end of the day, you have your friends, you have your family, you have your faith. These are all beautiful instruments. But at the end of the day, you've got yourself at the end. Like, you are only left with you and your thoughts and your things when it comes to it. So I learned to be comfortable being Jaydyn, being like the bloke that I am, all my flaws, all my nuances, like all my positive traits, of course, as well. But like just learning to be like, this is me, like this is who I am as a man in, you know, as a man today, like this is Jaydyn, and more so just accepting of that, like of who I am, and knowing that like I am a good person, you know, I don't need to constantly be like having that like loop of, you're not like the negatives, you know.
Don't let anyone shake you down type of thing.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like, this is me and I should be proud of who I am. And not in a like vainful way, because I don't like hope I like not, you know, I don't like come across as the vainful or whatever.
Not at all.
But it's more so like just to be secure in yourself. And that's definitely, when I prioritize myself, it's one thing I learned.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you're not prioritizing yourself, it's a lot easier to burn out?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
do you feel like when you're putting on the weight, do you feel like that was due to you burning out at some point?
Definitely. It was a mixture of things. Like I said, I let the grief get a hold of me. I let the excuses start sort of, I feel like you open the crack for negativity and it just flourishes. And then even just the person that I was during that time, like I wasn't showing up for my family. I wasn't a good mate. I wasn't a good business owner because I wasn't prioritizing myself. I was letting all the negativities sort of, you know, feed back into your life. And it's just that loop, bro. Like if you're positive and you're putting in like positivity, it pours out of your pores. Whereas the same thing with negativity breeds negativity. So definitely.
Right. So a lot of people, as you mentioned, you're in your head. I'm a type of person that's in my head. For someone that wants to become an entrepreneur or wants to take that next leap of faith and they are in their head, what's a bit of advice that you would give them?
Bit of advice. That's actually a very good question, and I want to send me that sort of that clip. I want to definitely see that. My advice for sort of the next sort of generation or whatever is it's well and truly good to have sort of an idea or a passion, but I feel like you need to have the steps to be able to execute it. Now, my plan looked like maybe this, and this, and this. Was it this, and this? No, it was zigzag. But I just think having some sort of plan, sort of, if you're someone like us that sort of live in our heads, what I found for me is if you're just able to write it down, and I know it sounds so silly and it sounds so like, you know, woo-woo, but it's honestly so helpful for me, especially if I'll be like, all right, I've got several things I need to do today. Sometimes just writing out, you'll be like, oh, it's actually not that bad. So just sort of writing out, having your plan and just doing it. I know like that is so simple and that's Nike's phrase.
Sometimes it's just that pen to paper that really makes you realize what you're doing.
Yeah, and like I said to you, like in my head, I'll be like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day. I have 6 events on and I've got 5 deliveries with the thing. And it's like you put it down, you're like, no, I break up my morning tea. I'll have my coffee after. Like, it's not that bad, Jaydyn. Get over yourself.
You can make your own coffee as well.
Yeah, you know, would you believe I enjoy someone else? I buy a coffee every day.
Really?
And everyone wants to stab me when I say that.
Really?
I buy a coffee every day.
You wouldn't think that.
Never. No one would think it. And everyone thinks I'm a loser for doing it, but I don't give a shit. There's something about going and tapping your card or giving them cash and buying your coffee and someone else making it. You can't beat it, which is why I know why people get me. But I love it. I love it too. I'm just as guilty.
You mentioned that there was one school that changed everything for your business. Can we dive into that?
Of course. So that's different. That's like, so not my personal education. That was a business sort of thing.
Business venture.
So definitely, circling back to what had happened before was I was going around job sites and not knowing like literally what I was doing. People would call me and say, can you come to my site? There's 100 workers, wouldn't make a coffee. Until one day I got a call from a school and the principal goes, would you like to come? I found you on social media. So the power of marketing. She goes, I found you on social media and I would love for you to, I would love for you to service our staff and make coffees. I said, no worries. I went, and it was a massive Sydney Catholic girls' school. Like, I mean, massive. There was a lot of staff. From the moment I made the coffee, they booked me in for a whole year, every day. One particular day every week. That branched off to another. That branched off to another school, and now I coffee cater. I've coffee catered for over 70 schools across Sydney.
Jeez.
So now that's what my week consists of. Is I just go to various different schools. So it's not like you guys pay for a coffee or anything. It's the school sort of. It's the school's way of saying thank you to the staff. So they get me, and I coffee cater for the staff.
Wow.
That's mad.
And that's branched off to other things where I do like food catering for some of the schools. I set up sort of events for them. Even now I've got in Sydney Catholic schools, I go and I teach some of the kids how to make coffee. So I offer barista courses.
Wow.
So that
way.
one school, man, changed
Everything for your business.
Yeah, thank God. That literally is like the reason why I'm sitting here today. And I'm forever grateful for that principal for giving me a call and just trusting me. Like, you see, like, I've always had this sort of thing, like, people are not going to take me seriously. They're just going to look at me as a little kid, like, what does he know? And then you do that to now, coffee catering for the amount of schools that I've done. It's like, it's great. I thank God every day for it. I'm so lucky.
That is your work ethic, though, as well. You can't put it down to that one school because you were turning up at 4 a.m. to the job sites.
Yeah.
It was because you were doing that stuff that you got recognised somewhere along the way.
No, definitely. And I think as well, like, my socials, I never gave up on it as well.
Yeah.
So, like, if you go look at my socials now, they're very aesthetically pleasing. They're very sort of thing. And that's, like, I have absolutely no photography qualification. Everyone's like, oh, do you have a content creator that does this? Like, no, man, I just do it myself. But I'm not afraid to ask questions. So I've got mates who are photographers and say, how do you get the best out of this device, like, to use for content? And yeah, I guess it was the marketing side of it, which is what I studied. Do I attribute it to what I'm doing now? Maybe not. Maybe it helped, or who knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just think just using the tools that you've got accessible to you. And like, we all have, God's given us all sort of various talents. And I just think we need to recognize that, you've got qualities that I don't have, and I've got qualities you don't have. But it's just about, the ones that you do have, sharpening it and not being scared to where your shortcomings. Ask, how do I fix these? Or what can I do to improve in those?
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah.
When you were going through that scaling period, was it excitement? Was it stress? What was it like? Because that
anxiety. Definitely, I was so anxious. I didn't know how to take it. Like, that scaling process is very daunting. But man, like, it was fucking exciting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't care. I saw like a little meme. It's like any entrepreneur when they book a job, and it's like a little kid like doing like a little dance and stuff. It's that feeling will never ever go away when you sort of score and get a gig, or you guys sign up a new client. It's exciting. It's the fruits of your labor finally paying off. That process was daunting, but it was also taught me a lot about time management and prioritizing. How do I do this effectively so that my quality doesn't dip? My service is still the fucking Jaydyn service that everyone knows and loves Wheel Grind for. But just ensuring that every day there's more sort of processes. So it was more about implementing different processes. So if I'm not the one physically at the school, my workers come in and he's doing the same thing or she's doing the same thing. Does that make sense? So this is the standard that I like. This is how I operate this business effectively. And this is what I want it to maintain. And that's why every school, every event that I do, it's the same amount of service that I strive, and we don't dip away. If there's ever an issue of that being dipped, it's rectified instantly. I don't play around when it comes to that. So it was a big learning curve, that scaling process, but it was the fucking best time of my life. I loved it, man. It's something about seeing the finally your efforts pay off. That is the best feeling in the world, and it's, thank God, like, it's the best.
And you wouldn't have got there without the 4 a.m. wake-ups and 0 coffees sold.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think when life throws you sort of those curveballs, what it teaches you is invaluable. Like, literally, and I don't think you can. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think you can go through life without and not like using those to your advantage. And in hindsight, you'd be like, what was I stressed about? It all works itself out. So it's good to have those shortcomings because you just build so much resilience. And I think resilience is like key?
The man who does more than he's paid for will soon be paid for more than he does.
Well, say that again. Say that again. That was sexy, man. What was that?
Ooh, I've been burning that one up.
Yeah, say it again. Say it again.
The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does. Bro. And I feel like that's a big theme of your whole story and journey, and that's even on my screen, my lock screen of my phone.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I even put it on his. Yeah. Just because in the industry of being an entrepreneur or wanting to grow something of your own, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh,
and when you start thinking about doing everything that you're doing, the unpaid days, the long hours, the back-breaking situations that you put yourself in, you don't see that light.
Yeah, no.
But when you have that thought process of you will soon be paid for more than you do, that's what I've been vibing off this whole conversation. Your whole journey has been that.
Thank you. No, definitely. I actually love that. Like,
yeah.
That's actually one of the best quotes I've heard today.
That's good.
That will probably be on my body very soon.
Don't take it, but I'm getting it on mine first.
I've only got like this little one, but man, I love tats. Like,
It's not even about the money though. It's more about the fact that you've got the booked clients, you've got the schools.
It's not if I did
money's nothing.
It's not. Like if you're doing anything just thinking, I'm gonna make so much money doing this, you're in it for the wrong reasons. I feel like you have to have some sort of passion, some sort of drive, and the money always comes.
Yeah.
Like whatever, if you're good at what you do, it follows.
Yeah.
It's just a bonus. We all know we all need it to survive. We all need it for, to do the things we like. But if that really is your key factor,
you won't last long.
You won't last. You'll be chewed and spat out very quickly.
If you've struggled with motivation or pain, you're not alone. I'm Rhiannon from Dynamic Recon Campsie, and we help people stay strong, pain-free, and actually enjoy training. But don't take it from me. Hear what our clients have to say.
Hi, my name is Dora Kadahi.
Hi, my name's Bernie. My name's Angelina, and I've been with Dynamic Recon for the last 3 months.
I've been training with Dynamic Recon for the last 6 months.
And I love every minute of it.
Seeing how motivated they are and the passion that they have for what they do.
They've given me clarity on my food habits, mental health, exercises.
To me, that's what drew me towards their program, and it's something that I've been very happy with.
I love the community that we have here, where we all wake up early, exercise, feel good, and start the day off right.
I like how they have the different roles and just the love of exercise. Brendan, he's a mobility coach, so if I hurt my ankle, he's there to just help me.
Seriously, get in contact with these guys because they're awesome.
We coach through real change. Welcome to the home of consistency.
At what point did you feel like, far out, this is real, like this is actually my life now?
To be honest, I still don't feel like it's real. So, and I'm not really I'm big on those sort of things, but I don't want to ever. And settling's not the word, because you can be comfortable with where you're at and stuff, but I feel like you should always goal set. So one thing again that Gus has really told me when I've asked for advice is he goal sets all the time. So it's something that I've definitely started implementing now, especially now that I've got the 3 businesses. I goal set every 3 months of what I hope to achieve in the next in the next quarter, the next 3 months. So I don't feel like I've reached the point where, wow, this is unreal. I'm blessed and I'm grateful, and I pray that it continues going, but I don't want to label it as that, as purely of just you've hit where you does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like there's always room to continue to grow.
Yeah.
But I guess that is personal. So I don't want to. Of course. But I don't want to speak on everyone about that, because some people may say they've hit a stage where they're happy.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, and God bless them. But I just think for me, I've got so much that I want to do, and there's so much to do, and I can the sky's the limit. If you truly believe that, it's a good sort of thing.
Yeah, because that's something we've talked about on previous podcasts is what do you define as a peak of your life? Like we base it off the peak of an athlete, like where their peak is. But in terms of individual people and not athletes, do you believe that there's ever a peak? Or do you believe it just continues?
I think life's ebbs and flows. So I feel like you have peaks in, it's just data really, but you'll have peaks in sort of seasons, definitely. But I don't think there's a pinnacle of maybe there is for some people. I don't know. For me personally, I don't like to view it as that. What about you? What about you boys? Do you believe everyone has a sort of peak that sort of takes them off, or do you feel like you're constantly learning, and it's
I feel like it's a constant learn.
yeah,
Constantly learning, constantly reaching new highs and new lows as well.
yeah. Like I don't like to just label it
I
as
feel like it's
there's
like a little stock chart.
that's it.
You might hit like your a very high point,
Of course, and it's
you'll
amazing.
probably never reach that point again. But you're still going to reach new peaks at every stage of your life.
Most definitely, I definitely agree.
I use the Everest analogy. You know how there's different bases when you go up Everest? Exactly like that.
That's it, man.
Just the continual peak.
Continual peak, like, and some like, I know so many people are black and white, and they see it as they've made it, whatever. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's a bit cheesy. I've made it, and that's it. No, bro, keep
So
going.
I'm done now.
keep trying. What are you doing?
So after you launched the coffee cart, what made you decide to expand to another cart?
To be honest, man, like I was just before I was saying, it was just I found a niche in the market, a gap in the market.
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of sort of PAs for big corporate CEOs and stuff reach out and be like, man, we love your socials, we love what you stand for, we love your personality, but how are we going to get this ute into a building? Or like, we can't, I don't want to do it, I don't want to have our event in the loading dock. And it's like, ding.
Yep.
It's like,
light bulb moment.
light bulb moment. And there's been coffee carts forever and stuff, but it's like, everyone that does them were sort of, older people, like, just really didn't have sort of the passion, I think, for it or whatever. And I said, you know what, I would love to be able to do it with my brand. And man, I literally built it with my dad, and that was it, man. I opened up the cart, and that's been a game changer. And that's honestly, they're both my babies, but I love the coffee cart side of it, so much more than the ute. I love both, but it's just more fun, man. Like, you're going into really, really cool events, like it's more brandable, like, and from a business perspective, I love being able to like make that cart a part of someone else's identity or business for like a day. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, cause like we offer custom coffee cups, and we wrap the cart into like whatever their brand is. So it's like, you don't.
That's cute.
Our business sort of falls to the background, but we're bringing out someone else's vision. I love it, bro. It's so fun.
What got you to the point that you're able to delegate and lose control of your brand?
The delegate. So when you're confident in the fact that, like, for example, I've done EY, which is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world, not just in Australia. When you've got the likes of, them or Schneider Electrics, who do all the parts for all the like electrics around the world, when those brands are coming to your business, I'm just a little kid from fucking Western Sydney, like, you're confident that your brand doesn't need to be at the forefront and at the foreshadows. Like, I don't need to scream it from the rooftops because it's already been noticed. So like, you'll see on my cart, there's actually virtually zero branding of my own on the cart. There's a little sign that says sort of like follow us on socials, but like other coffee carts have their branding all wrapped across the front. Like, I don't do that because I'm confident in my brand being able to speak for itself, and it has spoken for itself. That's not just me being cocky. That's just the reality of it. So if you're confident in, the fact that people are reaching out, that in itself is the markings of your business, being,
and a strong brand as well,
and a strong brand presence for sure.
How did you go? Was there any point where you were getting feedback, and how did you handle it?
You get feedback every day, and I actually thrive on feedback. Like, I love it. How did I handle it? Well, I'll just be, I'm actually quite a sensitive kid. I was 6'3", whatever, but I'm very sensitive. So it was just about, initially it was taking it on like, is this feedback an attack, or is it literally what it is in the word feedback? And I think when you remove yourself from it, and it's very hard to remove yourself from your business, like my business is me, but no, you got to actually remove yourself. Mate, if you take feedback, but bear in mind that it's feedback that is actually beneficial, because I feel like there's a difference between feedback and people just talking at you, or just white noise, or talking for the sake of talking. Like, we'll go back to that cheap talk comment I made earlier. If you're taking feedback from people that you trust, or people that have been in your shoes, and you adapt it, not like in the way that you see fit, mate, I feel like you grow from strength to strength. How about you guys? Did you have any feedback, like people give feedback that was like not warranted? Or
we're in the industry where feedback is king. King and key. Like, if we're going through a phase now where we're asking our clients, about feedback and the sessions and what they were doing before, and And it's just giving us that extra lift to be like, okay, cool, we're excited for this next level where we get to interact with the clients as well and grow with them. I think feedback is king. Like it's one of the best things that you can ever do for yourself, even if sometimes it can come across as harsh, like sensitivity wise, it may hit you.
Sure.
Like it's the perfect way to level up.
Bro, it's a wake-up call.
If you can harness it, but
of course, if you don't let your emotions get the best of you, and that's one thing I feel like I've definitely learned during this process. But yeah, like that's a great point that you said, because like I said, if you differentiate yourself between sort of the feedback side of it and then the personal side of it, bro, it is king, because at the end of the day, they're the people that are putting the money into your business. How do you make this better for them? And I'm constantly like, my top 3 questions after an event, or like during the process of booking or whatever it may be, is how did you find me? What sort of service do you want? What do you want out of my service? And then after is how do you find the service? So I'm always giving out feedback forms, always asking for things, because at the end of the day, you can't grow without getting that feedback. And I love seeing where all people come. I love to see how they found me. I love it. That's like my number 1 question. And it's a good way to approach how you market your business.
100%. That was something, I'm pretty sure Brendan came up with it. There's a suggestion box at the front of our gym. So when you walk in, there's a suggestion box that people put in.
Is it like anonymous?
Yeah, like you can put it in completely anonymous.
That's so good, man.
So it's similar to your feedback form. You get it directly from the person, whereas we get it anonymously. So we might be down here doing PT, and then 5 rock up in the morning as we get back up, and we're like, oh my gosh. Okay, cool. This is like another...
That's awesome, because it gives your customer a voice. And at the end of the day, that is like key. And it's not necessarily like, I don't necessarily go out and give a form, because last thing after you've finished your event is you want the fucking coffee guy coming or whatever. But it's more so like in the way you have a conversation, or you speak after, or you check in, or you have to, like, is there anything I can do that's better, or you know? And I feel like I like to like prioritize, like, I don't want you to know that I'm there kind of thing, but I want you to know that I'm there. So what I mean by that is, like, when I do weddings and stuff, like, you have the mother of the bride or the groom, and she's running, she's like, are you okay? Like, no, mate, just enjoy your son or your daughter's wedding. Like, I'm here, let me do my thing. Like, I'm here for you guys. Like, I'm servicing you. And when you take that ego side of it, mate, people appreciate it so fucking much. And same for you guys. Like, you guys are in here, you're giving your energy to like your clients and stuff. They would appreciate like that sort of voice to be able to talk about what they feel like is maybe not saying lacking, but if there is something lacking or what they love about the session. And it's amazing. 100%. It's a great initiative.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of businesses, especially entrepreneurs, think that they know all the answers. They don't last long, but if they're not listening to the people that are actually putting money on the table inside their business, how are they ever going to grow?
Bro, how are you getting angry at the people who are buttering your toast? Like, do you want to have Coles or do you want to have Western Star, bro? I don't know about you. I fucking want Western Star, bro. I don't want to fucking Coles shit. You know what I mean? Like, well, my analogies are always food related, bro. I'm the biggest fucking foodie. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want no frills. You want the branded stuff. So get it from the people who are supplying that to you.
And I feel like it's next to none. Listening to those people, essentially you're growing your business around your clients. You're not growing the business for yourself.
That's it.
And once you make that distinction, that's when you will start to grow.
Bro, it's just ego if you are doing it the second way. If you're doing it for your only my way or the highway, that's just your ego talking. It's not a very business mindset.
So you were on Ready, Steady, Cook with your mum.
Yeah,
I loved hearing that story, so I kind of wanted to hear more about that one.
Yeah, of course. So that was actually a very fun time. I had a real shit day at work. Like, I mean, it was probably one of the worst days I've had when business was, I would say, good. So it was a shit day of a shit sort of time of a good day. I got home and I'm like to my mum and dad, just venting, I can't do this anymore. I can't, you just I'm done. I'm fucking done. And like, I'm going to shower. And like, you go shower and you got, it's the water's that hot that it looks like an Usher concert when you open up the door. Anyway, and I go outside and I load up my laptop and I was just doing some sort of invoices and admins and all the fun stuff. And then a little sort of ad popped. I swear, bro, God works in mysterious ways. A little ad popped up in the corner, and it's like Ready Steady Cook is coming back to Network 10. Like apply now kind of thing. And I honestly did it for shits and gigs. I promise you, I had no real intention of going on the show. But I'm like, it popped up. Let me just go. So I click on the thing, You fill out like a questionnaire, and obviously you have to bring someone with you. Go, who the fuck's going to go on this show with me? No one in my family would like to. I just pop my mum's name in because she's a real cook, obviously. And then you have to submit a 30-second video of yourself and why you want to do it. Yeah. Bro, I was in an hoodie. I'm not even joking. I was like in an hoodie. It was like the middle of winter. My like a no fade. My beard was like all rough. Recorded it. The next day, 9 a.m., the executive producer of Channel 10 gives me a call and is like, bro, you're TV gold. Like, we need to get you in studio to do an interview and make sure you bring your mum, obviously, because she's going to be on it. I go, oh, okay. End the phone. How the fuck am I going to get this woman to come with me to Channel 10? Call her up at work. I go, hey, Ma, how are you? She's like, oh, I'm busy. Like, straight off the bat, I'm like, oh, this is the wrong time. This is the worst. This is the worst. I go, tomorrow, like, make sure you like look nice when you go to work, because I leave before her, so I never see her in the morning. Yeah. I said, make sure you look nice. I'm going to take you out to the city for lunch. And she's like, oh, okay, that's lovely. I've got an hour lunch break. And she's like, I'll spend time with you, son, or whatever. Anyway, so I go pick her up. I pick her up from work, and we're driving. And I said to her, she's like, where are we going to go? You know what? Let's go to the fish markets. She loves seafood. I love seafood. Very bougie taste buds, trust me.
Right next to Channel 10 as well.
Which is exactly right. So when you get off the Anzac Bridge, you sort of turn right to go sort of to the fish market, or you turn left to go to the Channel 10 building in Piedmont. She's like, what the fuck are we doing? She's like, why did you turn left, you dope? Why are you turning right? I'm like, just, no, trust me. We go, we park, we go in, there's the big MTV, you know the VMA Awards? Yeah. The sports of the space guy running with the holding the flag?
Yep.
So MTV is in that building as well. She sees the massive MTV thing. She goes, what have you done? I go, Mum, we're auditioning for Ready, Steady, Cook. And that was it. The rest is history. I ended up being contestants on the show,
What was your family's reaction to it?
To be honest, my friends and family were like completely shocked. Not far-fetched from me, because I love like, I'm a big like nerd in that sense. Like I love like behind the scenes of TV, movies, radio. Like I've been on radio a couple of times on Kyle and Jackie O show. So I love all that stuff. So they weren't shocked, but they were shocked that my mum did it. Because my mum is like, you wouldn't expect her to be on it, but it was so fun, man. Like it was one of the best experiences of my life. Like it was a bucket list thing and I did it. It was so fun. I literally we were the first couple cast. Wow. And we were the first day, we were the first couple to film. So it was nerve-wracking.
It would have been.
It was fucked, but it was like literally, it was in a studio. So it's literally a kitchen. I can't explain to you how it is. It's like a kitchen, but from the back, it looks like it's just been propped up by plywood. Yeah. And then there's a massive studio audience of maybe about 1,000 people just staring at you.
Jeez.
Mic you up and you have to cook in 20 minutes. Literally.
Oh, that's nuts.
It's crazy. It's a crazy experience.
Did that help elevate your business a little bit?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
If you know anything about marketing, just that whole experience, I filmed before, sort of come with me to film a reality TV show. So I did sort of like the process of them. They like sent like limos to come pick us up and full hair and makeup for
nuts.
my mum. It's all just, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
all the
really,
little fancy stuff.
And all that stuff means absolutely nothing to me. But I really played into all of that sort of side of it. And I spoke about my business on the TV show, and you know what I mean? So it was great in terms of marketing and showing a bit more of my personality, which I think is so important in business today, especially in the digital age. It's no longer like...
Especially with AI now as well.
Yeah, man. You got to actually just really, really show your sort of your personality, your flair to what you do.
100%. What's been one of the hardest lessons you've learned throughout this whole journey?
Well, that's a great question. Not everyone in business has the same honesty that you carry in business.
I read that.
So I'm very much someone who builds everything on integrity, honesty, and just doing the right thing. I don't give a fuck if it means that I'm charging less than a competitor, but if I can put my head on the pillow and sleep at night knowing that I'm charging honestly, and sort of coming from a place where it's just integrity and honesty at the forefront, that for me is key. And I'm very much like, there's so many coffee carts and other businesses that reach out to me and ask for advice, and I freely give it to them because I feel like there's enough bread for everybody, but I was never awarded that when I first started. So I got dealt with so many different people in the industry that literally like wanted my blood because they saw someone who was young and hungry, And coming in, I would say maybe I was a little bit naive, and I assumed everyone had the same sort of empathy that I had. So when I would go to those people and they would go the back way to try to like shut me down, it was a very, very hard lesson to learn. So just realizing that not everyone has the same intention as you, and not everyone is as honest or open-minded as you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why do you think that is though? Because we've experienced the exact same thing where people in our industry aren't as willing to collaborate as much as we thought.
Yeah, I just feel like if you know in here that what you're doing is something that you can see that, you know, the fruits of your labor are sort of working, what do you think other people who are in the industry, they feel threatened, they feel like a bit like of an attack, or there's someone else in the market. But how I put it is KFC is right up next to Macca's when you see them when you're driving past. Like competition is good. Competition is great. And I don't ever look at the noise of that. I look at it as like, how can I perfect myself? And I just think people don't like to see others succeed. That's as simple as it is. Like you would never see, for example, you would never see, what's that guy, that podcaster, what's his name? Stephen Bartlett. You know what I'm talking about? I fucking love him, right? He's GOAT. Yeah. He will never ever like look down on you two for doing a podcast, because he's done it. Like he knows the hard work. He knows he started from somewhere. It's always from the people who are doing less than, that can't handle someone. Like I will never ever not give advice to someone who's just starting out a coffee van or a coffee cart.
Yes.
At the end of the day, bro, like I was there and I had like, we're not better than anyone else.
No.
It's always the people that are doing less than have the most to say and feel the most threatened, which is something I think we can all attest to, you guys as well.
Yeah.
Like it's all that.
That's big, bro. That's a bit like your thought process for 23.
I'm 24, yeah.
Good on you, bro.
Thank you.
You're doing good things.
You reckon? I'm all right. Ask me what day of the week. Depends. I don't know, bro. Like I said, if it's more than just money and business, it's just who you are as a person. And I like to think, you know, we all can be good people as well. Like, I don't know. And I think my faith plays a big part of that. So
100%.
I'm blessed in that regard, and I don't trust me, bro. I got 2 sisters. They keep you fucking grounded. Anytime you get in a big head, they'll go around you, look at you, fat shit. I'm like, what are you talking about, mate? So it's good, man. It's all fun and games.
What's been your biggest holy shit moment in business so far?
My biggest holy shit moment was, I think, when EY literally reached out on DM. It wasn't even an email. Like
DM?
Yeah, I assumed like they would.
You wouldn't expect that.
Nah, man. And they're like, can you come to our head office? One of like, they've got like 5 head offices in Parramatta and set up a thing for IUAK Day. And I had just started the coffee cart. And I
Was that when you just started?
Literally just started.
Wow.
And I think my dad or my girlfriend, I can't remember, someone was sitting next to me. I go, what the fuck? Like, and that was a big moment when like a big company sort of reached out to me and said like, we would love to have your business on our premises. That's like that was a real big holy shit moment. Definitely.
Defining success in the very early stages of a business is subjective? What's the right term? Subjective.
So like it's individualized. Subjective. Yeah.
In comparison from the beginning of the business to now, how has your definition of success changed?
It's changed so much in the sense that now my definition of success is purely on waking up and being fulfilled and aligned. Aligned would be the word. I'm aligned with everything that I want to do. I'm aligned with the fact that it's not about the money, it's not about the accolades, it's not about the success. It's about waking up and doing what I'm passionate about, doing what I feel like I was put on this earth to do, and doing it in a way that's kept me honest and my integrity hasn't swayed.
Yep.
I think when I first started, it was definitely both that, it was a bit of that, but it was more so just fulfilling that desire. Whereas now that desire has been fulfilled, but it's about remaining honest and full of integrity whilst doing it, which every day I try to keep in track and say, no, bring yourself back, keep you on the track that you're meant to do.
Yeah.
So my idea of success is definitely, it's just about being fulfilled and alignment. If one word would be alignment. I'm aligned in everything that I do. from my faith, from my friends, from my girlfriend, my family, everything. I'm aligned. I'm doing what I'm meant to do.
Maybe that's the next hat. Aligned.
And that's an line. Where are you going to get that on? Where are you going to get right here?
I'm fully aligned, bro.
I'm fully aligned, bro.
What's one lesson that you'd want to leave with an entrepreneur watching this right now?
One lesson, don't be scared to fuck up, and you're going to fuck up. I made so many mistakes. I know everyone says that, and it's so cliche, but it is so true. And definitely learn. Don't be afraid to be more resilient. We're all afraid. Resilience is something that you get from fucking up. So
do more of it.
Do more of it. Fuck up more. Get more resilient. The more resilient you are, but don't let it harden you. Don't let the resilience harden you. Let it sit. Let it sit. Let it sit. Let it think, but don't let it change your makeup. Be resilient and fuck up.
Bro, this has been a freaking good podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries, that's all good. Tell people where they can find you on the socials.
All right, on the socials. So you can find me different places. TikTok, Instagram, at Wheel Grind Café. So the number 4 and then Wheel Grind Café. You can find me on Carts by 4WG, which is the one if you want to open up a coffee cart or a study cart, we can make them for you. Or at Sticky Bakes AU for the other one.
Triple threat.
Triple threat, man.
Thank you very much.
You're a gentleman.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Dynamic Podcast.
Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if friends are interested, share it around.
Don't forget to comment your favorite part of this episode and tag us on your social media platforms.
And we'll see you next Friday. Ciao.